Hello, everyone, and welcome to Design to Be Abundant. My name is Tammy Mack, and I am so excited to be here to share this with you today. Before I, came into this room and started this presentation, I actually did a meditation. I fully surrendered to a lot of the fears that was coming up for me. And I have to say, it is very hard to surrender when you're in survival mode, when you are feeling a lot of fear. It is really hard to surrender. And this is where the inner work really is. It's through creating a relationship with yourself enough that you can get out of your head and into your body. And that's a lot of what human design is all about as well. It's getting the awareness of your human design chart, of who you are as your aura type and your profiles and your gates and your centers and all of that beautiful wisdom. But really, it's not until you fully embody it. You create a relationship with the essence of yourself that you finally come into the mastery of that wisdom. And so I have 70 slides that I created for this today. But during my meditation, I got the message that being vulnerable, being authentic, and being fully present and fully true is going to serve you so much more than showing a bunch of slides and pointing out a bunch of stuff on the chart, which I'm going to do. But I'm going to relax and surrender into this instead of pushing and being in the masculine of sharing light, sharing information, but instead asking you to fully surrender as well and to stop whatever it is that you're doing so you can listen, so you can receive, so you can fully be present as well and receive the wisdom that I'm here to share. Now, before I started this recording, I pulled 3 cards. It's something that I do in order to connect to the energy in a different way. So using the tarot cards allows me to understand a system a little bit different and understand the messages that are coming through in a very beautiful way. So I pulled 3 cards, and the first card I pulled, as you see here, is the 9 of Pentacles. It took a lot of hard work to get here today. It took a lot of hard work to be able to create this presentation. It took a lot of hard work to create the course that I am also sharing as well. But it also took a lot of inner work to be able to fully show up, to be present, to allow myself to be vulnerable. That took a lot more work than it was to share something that I already knew that I learned. It was fully showing up and receiving that really was the inner work that is going to allow me and allow you to fully receive the abundance that you are so worthy of receiving. So this is great material wealth received because the Pentacles is an earth sign. It's connected to Taurus. So it's connecting to what we find sacred, what we experience in the 3D, what we can manifest and feel in our sensual being. And it's through the hard work, whether it's the inner work or the outer work, that produces the harvest that we receive. Now you see that the pentacles here are surrounded by feathers, which shows you that it's not just the rocking out with your cock out, as I always say, the pushing, but it is in the receiving, in the allowing, in the surrendering, in the trusting that you are supported in your soul-based business as an entrepreneur, as a soulpreneur, as fully surrendering and knowing that the hard work that you have put into is going to pay off. Now, the second card I pulled is the Father of Pentacles. And so here we are, another earth sign with the Pentacles. And this is coming out of the, the king. It would be the King of Pentacles, right, in the regular tarot. This is coming into, once again, mastery. And the male shows up through systems, so shows up through being an entrepreneur, shows up for showing up in your business and serving in a way that is going to help other people connect to whatever it is that you are serving through. So the Father of Pentacles is the entrepreneur, is the payoff of all the hard work that you have put into. It's receiving energy through your service. And then the last card I pulled is a major arcana card of judgment. And this is a big part of what Designed to Be Abundance and Creatrix of Your Money Matrix is all about. It's about forgiving yourself and others for the past mistakes that you may have made in receiving abundance, in your money stories, in your past patterns. The work that we do is not just taking in information, taking in light, but it's clearing those stories, clearing those patterns, clearing the past, clearing our karma, so it no longer has to show up in a way that is painful, that is shameful, that you feel guilty about, that you have fear around, that you're scared to be seen and heard because of your own judgments or the judgments that you feel that you are receiving from others. And it's to be able to let that go. And when you can let go of the judgment, then you can start allowing in what is meant for you. But it's not until we clear those blocks. Those blocks are just going to continue to bring us those lower vibrational awarenesses like fear, like worry, like guilt, like shame, until we're finally ready to release them. So as I said before, my name is Tammy Mack. I am a 6'2" splenic projector in human design. And I'm sharing my chart there with you so that you can see my openness and what I look like in human design. And we all look very, very different. Our charts all look very different. So that's who I am in the human design. I am an intuitive guide. I am a quantum human design level 4 certified specialist and a quantum alignment practitioner. I also work in healthcare. I worked in long-term care for 15 years, taking care of our elders. And then last year, I moved into mental health and addictions at the hospital, which has been so amazing to be able to serve on that capacity, being able to open my heart and really serve those that are struggling in life, that are the unlovable, that are not loving themselves, that are so lost that they fall prey to, addictions and they have mental health issues. So I really, really enjoy my work there at a very part-time level. When I'm not working and serving as a soulpreneur, I absolutely love to be outside in nature. As a 6'2" splenic projector, being outside in nature really grounds me and allows me to be the intuitive guide that I'm here to do by opening myself up to the beauty of nature. I am also a facilitator or co-facilitator for luxury retreats and masterminds. And I had a beautiful opportunity last September to co-facilitate in Rise Goddess Rise retreat in Banff, Alberta. And so that was an amazing experience that my soul called in for me, and that I wanted to go to the mountains so bad, and I just held this in my vibration, and I knew that it was going to happen. I just didn't know how it was going to happen. And then as a projector, I received my invitation to co-facilitate in this beautiful retreat, and I'm so grateful for the opportunity that it allowed me to have. I'm also a single mama to the love of my life, my 16-year-old Capricorn son, who tells me that he came here to be my teacher, which really is true. I'm so grateful that I've learned unconditional love through being a mother and through receiving as a mother. And it has been one of the best jobs that I've ever had. And I'm so grateful for it. So you are in the right place if you know that you are designed to be abundant, but you're not sure where abundance lives in your body or how to connect to it. And furthermore, we're actually going to be talking about where it is that we are blocking our prosperity, our success, our abundance through the human design chart. So I hope that you have downloaded your human design chart, or you have an awareness of your human design chart. I have shared links in the bio, or I've shared links in the show notes so that you can download your human design chart if you haven't yet. But I want to remind you that you are all of the chart. You are all of the chart, whether it's red, whether it's black, whether it's white, whether it's red and black, you are all of the chart. The way that you express that energy is unique to you. So you are such a unique gift. And the way that you share your services and your products and your soul-based business is very, very unique, and no one else can do it like you. So as I said, you are all of the chart. And so you'll see when you download your chart that you have some red, which is connected to your 3D experience, your body, what your body is here to do and to experience, and the karma that is meant to move through you by breaking free from the patterns that have kept you trapped. Anything in the black is on this side here, which is your personality. It also shows up as your mind, and it shows up as your soul. It is the light that is embracing the carbon-based DNA. So the red would be like the carbon-based DNA, the body, the vehicle, right? And then the black is your soul, the light around your carbon-based DNA. So anywhere in the chart that is white, it is open. And you get to take in that energy, that information. You get to take in conditioning, as we call it, and amplify it out. And so you get to learn more about yourself and others through the openness of your chart. So you get to experience all of the chart, all of the gates, all of the planets. You experience it all. It's just the way that you experience it is unique and different through your chart, through your personality, through the conditioning that brought you to where you are today, is how you are going to experience the vastness, the uniqueness of who you are. So today I'm sharing lessons from my brand new program called Creatrix of Your Money Matrix. And this is connecting to the 5 money mistakes that are keeping you bitter, broke, and financially frustrated. So I would love if you will share in the comments or share anywhere that you see this, what your energy type is. If you are a projector or a generator or a manifesting generator or a projector or a reflector or a manifester. So the generators are 35% of the population. They are sacral beings, and they are here to build mastery over time by responding to their sacral. The manifesting generators take up 35% of the population, and they are also sacred beings, and they also are here to build mastery. However, the way that they build mastery is very different from the generators because they want to find it in a faster way. So they are multitaskers, and they try to find the fastest way to build that mastery. Projectors, which I am, we consist of 20% of the population. We are energetic beings, meaning we do not have, consistent sacral energy. And we are here to be guides. We're here to be mentors. We're here to be leaders. And we're here to help the others connect to their energetic wisdom and connect to their next aligned step, and really connect to where we're going in the future by being it now. The manifestors are 9% of the population, and they also are energetic beings, meaning they do not have consistent flow to their sacral, and they are here to initiate. They are here to create impact. They are here to be the creatrix and bring in new information, new mastery, new lights, and delegate. And then we have the reflectors. They are the 1%ers of the population. We know a reflector because they will have all of their centers open and undefined. And they are here to be the canary in the coal mine. They are here to be the critic. They are here to really be the cosmic mirror. And so we understand the health of the community by the health of our reflectors when we know who they are and can connect to them. So here is one of our first conundrums, our first money blocks. I see what everyone else is doing on social media, and I'm comparing myself to others. And I'm curious if this is something that you experience as well. So this comes out of the crown center, the head center. And 71% of us have this center open, undefined. And when we have this center undefined, we are taking in the energy and the information all around us, and we are amplifying it out. So when we have an open ajna and we hop onto social media and we see what everyone else is doing, and we're thinking, oh my goodness, they are doing it so much better. Or we're starting to compare ourselves to others. Or we're seeing what everyone else is doing, and we think that we should be doing that too, instead of connecting to your true source of wisdom, instead of connecting to your true source of wisdom and really allowing your light to shine. You are starting to get a little freaked out and get a little bit scared and starting to do what everyone else is doing. And this is not serving anyone. This is not serving anyone, because you are here to show up and share your uniqueness, your way of expressing the energy. And when you are comparing yourself to others and you feel as though that you need to be doing what they're doing, we're missing out on what it is that you are here to share. So are you living out other people's inspirations and ideas and not allowing your genius to share? This may come from our open head center. Here's another conundrum. I feel so much pressure to do it all, and I burn out before I even start. And this also comes from another pressure center. So we have two pressure centers in the human design system. We have the head and we have the root. And so if you have these both open, like I do, you can feel like a pressure cooker because you're feeling so much pressure to be inspired, to have the ideas, and you have this pressure to do, to act. You feel pressured to work hard for your money, or you're trying to do whatever it is that you can do to be free of stress. And while you're feeling all of this pressure, the survival energy, are you allowing yourself to fully show up doing what it is that you know in your soul and your heart of hearts that you are here to be doing? Or are you doing what everyone else is doing because it seems to be working for them? And you are burning out because it's not working for you. And so really connect to that. That's a big question. You know, when you're feeling this energy to do all the time, is it even yours? When you have the center open, you are taking in other people's pressure and you're amplifying it out. And so really connecting to, is this mine? Another thing that we notice with the root center is procrastination. We're so busy doing all of the other things that we don't have energy for what it is that we truly want to show up for. So if you're burning yourself out doing all the other things, how can you be true to you? How can you fully share your magic, your wisdom, your service in your heart-based business if you are burnt out from doing all the other stuff? When we look at, for instance, the gate 54, and the gate 54 comes out of the root chakra, the root center there. This is the ambition to drive, to build a business. It's to build foundations. In the I Ching, this is called the marrying maiden. And this is the energy of collaboration. And so we feel this pressure, this drive, it's Capricorn energy to be doing all the time, to push, drive. You know, the Britney Spears song, "You Gotta Work, Bitch," comes to mind when I think of the gate 54. And it's this ambition to succeed. But when you are pushing, instead of allowing, instead of surrendering to the flow, you may burn out and miss out on the opportunities that were meant for you if you weren't surrendering and trusting in yourself and trusting in divine timing. On the other hand of this channel, we have the gate 32 out of the spleen center. This is the gate of preparing. Now, this is also the gate of having a fear of failure and pushing too hard and too fast, or being over prepared and spending so much of your energy over preparing that you miss out on the opportunity. So having the awareness of what needs to be done to prepare to bring your dreams into manifestation and to open up to the possibility of collaborating, of co-creating, of allowing more support in your life. So here is another question. I made some mistakes in the past and I'm scared I will make them again. Now, does this resonate with you? Do you have this limiting belief that you have made mistakes in the past and you're scared to make them again. So this comes out of, or may come out of, it may come out in many different ways, but in human design, we look and we see that the gate 44 has this paralyzing fear of repeating the past. It comes out of the spleen, so it is an intuitive awareness, and the intuitive awareness of seeing patterns and of recognizing patterns, recognizing fractals. It's the intuitive awareness of knowing if something doesn't smell right to you, if the situation or the person just doesn't feel right to you. It's that intuitive knowing. So having the awareness of what I don't want or who I don't want to work with gives you more awareness of who it is that I do want to work with. And so when we can start breaking away from the past experiences, the past lessons, then we can start coming into our wisdom and allowing and surrendering to allowing the right people into our lives in our soul-based business. So this connects to the gate 26, the gate of integrity. And this is being integrity with your truth, with who you are. And this is continuously healing the past traumas so that you can elevate your self-worth. The more that you can heal what is no longer serving you, those past stories, those past pains, those past traumas that have kept you stuck, that has kept you on a certain level of safety, of comfort, but not allowing you to open up to more. And so when we can start clearing that, we can start opening our heart up to more experiences, to more people, to more ways of abundance coming into our life. So it's trusting that you are supported in your life and in your soul-based business. Another place that we can see this show up is in the gate 24, the gate of rationalization, right? Where we're stuck in our patterns or our addictions, right? We're stuck in that cycle of 2 steps forward and 1 step back, that cycle of continuously listening to that hamster wheel and being on that hamster wheel. And this can burn you out just as much as physical labor. Being stuck in that hamster wheel of stories and worry and fear and addictions and patterns can leave you just as much burnt out. So it's finding the blessings from the lessons and having gratitude in your life. So as I said before I started this presentation, I went into a meditation, and it took a while to fully surrender. But as I fully surrendered, the energy of gratitude came up. And I was so grateful for the fear that came up, because I was allowed to express it. I allowed myself to embrace it. I allowed myself to not judge it, but know that it was there. And it was okay that it was there. And that fear was there for a reason. That fear was there to keep me safe, to keep me playing small, because there was a part of me that was afraid to show up. There was a part of me that was afraid to succeed. And this was a pattern that I continuously run into. And you're always going to run into your patterns, but the way that they express themselves is going to change and evolve as much as you are. So here is another conundrum. This is a conditioning one. My parents were poor, and I am destined to the same fate, right? This is the fate and the destiny, and doing what it is that your parents did, and you are destined to follow in their footsteps. And this is a conditioning. This is not true. So one place that we can experience this is in the identity center, right? When we have this center open or even defined, because you can be conditioned whether it's open or defined. So with the heart center, we ask ourselves, whose money story am I holding on to? Is it my mom's? Is it my dad's? Is it my friends? Is it my grandparents? Is it society telling me I have to be a certain way? Is it other soulpreneurs and other coaches telling me to do it a certain way that worked for them, but may not be working for you? So listening to your heart instead of your mind, instead of other people, but listening to what is true for you. And understanding that in order for your heart to be open to receive, you have to be open to allowing in the right people, being in the right environment, and being in the right place, being seen and heard. And so when you are nourishing yourself, when you are filling up on your cup, who are you listening to? Who are your influences? Are they serving you? Do you feel so empowered, so lit up? Or are you watching the news? Are you scrolling social media and just constantly mindlessly scrolling and just feeling crappier and crappier and crappier, seeing all the noise of what's going on and not allowing yourself to connect to who you are? That's a huge conditioning field that we all come into awareness and come into our truth and our power when we can connect to that. Okay, here's a money mindset one. You have to work hard to make money, right? How many of us have this in our conditioning and in our awareness and in our stories? Making money is hard, right? How many of us have this? You got to work hard. You got to hustle hard, right? When we look in the human design, gate 14 out of the sacral, this is the only place in the entire human design system where the love of making money exists. So it doesn't matter if it's red or if it's black or if you don't have it at all, right? You have all of the chart. The way that you experience this energy depends on your human design, your conditioning, and how it is that you have embraced this energy and created a relationship with it. So with the gate 14, this can show up with a fear of how to make money. Now, because it comes out of the sacral, it is that energy of life force energy, of that consistent life force energy. So if you're a sacral being, if you're a generator or a manifesting generator, you have this consistent way of being able to show up daily, of consistently. If you're a manifester, a projector, or a reflector, then there's a variable of the energy that you have for this to work on the 3D, to work on the physical plane in order to receive, in order to make money, right? Although we don't really make money unless you work in a printing press, we don't really make money. It's just the exchange of money. So it's responding to life. As a sacral being, if you are 70% of the population, it's responding to life. It's that dance of life. And when you're in alignment with that dance and open to receive, you will be aligned with a breadcrumb trail of prosperity. Once again, it's surrendering to the flow. It's trusting. It's allowing. It's becoming wise of how you can start moving with your energy and understanding it. Now, this is connecting to the gate 2, connecting to our heart. Now, I call this gate the gate of Mother Mary, the gate of receiving. And the shadow aspect of this gate is not trusting that you are supported and constantly stressing out about it, constantly in your yin, in your femininity, pushing, being overly masculine. Now, when we look at Mother Mary, she had a dream. She had a message from Gabriel. You know, she saw a star and got a message. And she dreamt this message that she was going to have a baby. She believed it so much in her heart chakra, with that much belief and emotional, you know, trust and surrender. She was able to achieve it. She was able to move that energy into her womb space and manifest and create and birth, you know, Jesus, as the story goes. So it's fully trusting that you are supported in the divine, trusting that you're supported by your higher self, trusting that you're supported by the universe, trusting that you're supported by God. It's having that trust. It's having that dream and believing so much that you can literally open up your heart space and receive. Okay, here's a good one. Here is a good money mindset that many of us have, consciously or unconsciously. And this is: the love of money is the root of all kinds of evil. Now, this is a phrase that came out of the Bible. The love of money is the root of all kinds of evil. Now, excuse me, I never thought that I had this belief whatsoever. You know, I'm an empowered soulpreneur. I'm a zennial, right? Like I'm not tied to the thought of evil. However, I did have this as one of my money mindsets. Now, the money mindset doesn't come from the throat chakra, but this is connecting to what are the stories that you're talking about. I remember there's being this huge on social media and everywhere where certain celebrities were evil because they were making so much money and they were selling their soul to the devil to be able to receive the abundance and receive the wealth that they were enjoying. Now, this was a story that was going around and is still going around. Many people believe this, that these celebrities are evil, that they are doing evil things to create the wealth that they are creating. Now, if you are telling the story, if you are believing the story, if you're listening to the story and you're like, you know, regurgitating it out and holding that belief, then this is going to block you, believing that people that love money, people that are abundant, people that are wealthy have to be evil. They have to be doing something wrong in order to be stealing money from other people or whatever the story is. And so I'm curious if you've heard of this or if you believe in this, and there's no right or wrong, like there's no judgment. I'm just curious if this is something that is in your aura, in your vibration. Now, our throat center is the center of manifestation. We speak into form, right? We speak into form. So what stories are you telling? What stories are your sob stories or your I'm this, your victimhood stories, right? Are you stuck telling the same story over and over and over again? Because that's a biofeedback loop that is going to continuously show up in your life. So are you talking about how broke you are all the time and not allowing solutions to come in? Are you playing that victim card all of the time and not allowing your throat to open up and not allowing your heart to open up and not allowing yourself to tell new stories? When we look at gate 33, this is the gate of holding on to stories of the past and having that fear that nothing is going to change. So when we have this, and we all have this, the way that we experience it is different. But this is the energy of sharing stories of the past and working with new patterns for creation, right? So it's holding that story, but allowing something new to change, to shift, so that we can create new stories of the way that we want to experience wealth and abundance in our lives. And so letting go of some of the old emotional attachments to those stories, so we can finally become empowered enough to create new ones. Here is a limiting belief that is mine. I am really bad at managing money. And this is a limiting belief that so many of us have. The management, the responsibility, the burden of what money is going to bring you. So we're going to talk about the will center. Now, 65% of the population have this center open. 1 out of 8 people have this center defined. So when we have this center open, we tend to prove our worth by working for money. We're constantly trying to prove our worth. And if you don't have a sense of strong integrity of who you are, of what your boundaries are, of what your limits are, of what you're willing to do, you can burn yourself out. And so many of us burn ourselves out by trying to prove our worth in order to receive. So when we're connecting to this will center, connecting to money, so many of the clients that I have worked with in the past feel burdened by the responsibility of what more money is going to bring them, more clients is going to bring them, the responsibility of showing up, the responsibility of, oh my goodness, they purchased my product or my service. What if I can't show up? What if I can't prove my worth? What if I'm so used to proving my worth that I am burning myself out doing more and more and more so that people like me, right? And the will center really is this energy of sharing resources, not in a hierarchy, but in a synarchy, in a way of we're all equals. We're all equals. And no one has to work harder than anyone else. No one has to prove their worth more than anyone else. No, we're all kings and queens and have that sovereign right to choose, to decide what it is that I am willing to do in my life and what it is that I'm willing to receive. And so having that good sense of integrity, having that good sense of boundaries, and creating stories in your life of what it is that you are willing to do and to share and to serve in your soul-based business. So when we look at the gate 21 out of the will center, this is the gate of, the accountant or the treasurer, right? But it really is connected to a sense of your self-management, your inner work. This is doing the inner work. And the more that you are able to do the inner work of calibrating, the emotional frequency of I am worthy to receive just for being me. And I know this in my inner self so much that it starts showing up in the world. So our thoughts and our emotions create our reality, right? This is the gist of the K21. The more that you believe, the more that you think and you believe, you have an emotional frequency, and this is in your inner work and in your inner knowing, and you vibrate this out of your aura, the more that is going to show up in your outer circumstance. It's a beautiful energy, but the work is not constantly sharing your stuff, proving your worth. It's sharing something that is lighting you up. You know, you are solar powered, right? It's lighting you up from your soul, and you're so excited to share with others that it bubbles out of you. Now, on the other hand, we have the gate 45, the gate of the king and the queen. Now, this is my Black Moon Lilith. And so this is my feminine wounding. And I call it champagne taste on a beer budget, right? This is, you know, wanting to spend all of the money, while gate 21, the treasurer, is very good at managing that money. Gate 45 is like this. And it's really understanding that you are here to share as a king, as a queen, as a sovereign being, having that choice, right? Being able to decide what it is that I want to share. And understanding that we share our services, we share our products, we share our soul-based business to those that are resonating with us, that are resonating with our essence. And we're sharing resources as they are needed. And this is, like I said, kings and queens aren't on some, you know, pedestal anymore. They are meant to work side by side with us, and to play that role of sharing resources with others. So here's a limiting belief that I have worked through so many times, and this is the continuous pattern that is going to show up over and over and over again. And this is, I should price my offering really low so people will like me, right? People will like me if I price my stuff really, really low. And it's creating competition, right? I'm just going to price my stuff lower than the next person so people will buy from me. So people will buy from my price and not really see me. Now, we're going to talk about the emotional solar plexus with this one. Now, 49% of the population, around 49, 51, depending on the stats and the numbers, have this center open and undefined. So when we have the center open and undefined, we can get stuck in a cycle of people pleasing. We want people to be happy around us. We don't want to be taking in and amplifying out negative energy, right? So I'm going to do what I need to do to make other people happy. And if that's lowering my price so people will buy from me, then that's what I'm going to do. Now, how is that serving you? That's probably not serving you. You're probably not going to be able to create sustainable wealth in your soul-based business if you are underpricing and undercharging your worth, and you are going to burn yourself out proving your worth with a low price. So are you allowing finances to direct your feelings? And we are really going to see some big changes, and we are already, and this is what I teach, is changing your emotional frequency to money, to receiving, to being worthy of receiving, to opening up your heart, to be vulnerable, to be seen, to be heard, to be valued as who you are, and connecting to creating an emotional frequency within your body so you can calibrate your heart center, which houses the magnetic monopole, which only attracts. And so when we can calibrate this emotion, when we can have a thought of, you know, I want this, I desire this, we're thinking, and we use what it is that we desire, and we charge our emotions to connect to that. And then we open our hearts to receive, and opening our hearts to receive, then we can start attracting in more of what we want instead of being reactive all the time through fear, through worry, through stress. And we're seeing this change more and more. And as more and more of us open up to the possibility and potentials and allow those possibilities and potentials to come into our lives, the more that we're going to become a tipping point in society, and more people are going to trust and believe this. And eventually this will become normal. This won't become woo. This will be normal. This is what we do. And that's what I really hope for you to connect to as well. So pulling out a gate from gate 19. Now this is coming from the root, but this is connecting to the emotional solar plexus. Then the gate 19 can be oversensitive to the needs of others. It can create codependency on other people's needs. And so wanting to please other people so that they like you, so that they're happy, and so that they want to be in relationship with you. In the shadow aspect of this, we can be compromising our own needs to please other people. So self-sacrificing, just so everyone else is happy. The beauty of this gate, which we all have, is that we can start using heart coherence to bring other people into energetic alignment by fully connecting to our own sense of self-worth and self-empowerment, and connecting to our own needs, having a healthy boundary of what it is that we are willing to experience in our life for love, for other people to be happy. And through this energetic alignment, start attracting the right people into our life, start bringing other people in our circle into heart coherence with us and into energetic alignment. So this is the energy of clairsentient, right? Being able to feel, being able to sense. Many of us, I'm a Reiki master, and so I work with this energy. And lately, I've actually been working with this energy on feeling different objects and connecting to energy of other people that have connected to the object, or what the energy of the object, for instance, is telling me. But I also do this through meditating with my clients, of course, through Reiki, being able to feel energy in my hands and being able to, through the energy work of Reiki, through intention, through connecting, bring my clients into energetic alignment. Plus, as a projector, it's kind of what we do. Okay, here is another big limiting beliefs that so many of my clients have, and I had myself. I used to be a little bit embarrassed. I'm not embarrassed about it anymore, actually, but I used to be embarrassed about how many certifications that I had, because I never felt I had enough. I had to know more, I had to know more, I had to know more. I've got transformational life coaching certification, emotional wisdom certification. I have Reiki master. I have fitness and personal training certification, quantum alignment, quantum human design, shamanism. I mean, the list goes on of all the certifications that I thought I needed in order to start my soul-based business, in order to be worthy to show up as who I am today. But this is a limiting belief. It really, really is. Now, our spleen center is the center of intuition. It's the center of survival. It's the center of being healthy and of your health. And it's the center of being in the now. Now, 46% of the population have the center open, undefined, white. Now, if you have the center white, I ask you if you are holding on to situations or people because of money, perhaps because of the stability that they are creating, the comfort that they may be making you feel, but is no longer serving you. Or are you reacting all of the time instinctually and jumping to conclusions? Are you connected to your spleen center, but reacting out of fear, reacting in survival mode. Now, this is a center that I've really been diving more and more deeply into because I have this center defined, and really connecting to my intuition on a deeper level, and really taking a second, taking a moment, even though you only get that pulse once to act, taking a quick moment and asking myself, am I reacting, right? Am I reacting out of fear? Am I reacting out of being uncomfortable? Am I reacting? Or am I getting this pulse, this intuitive pulse that I can say yes or no to? You can say yes or no to, but this pulse, this intuitive pulse within yourself, really listening to it and really connecting to, is it out of fear, or is it what my body is telling me to do, to that next aligned step? Fear in the spleen center can make you paralyzed and unwilling to act. This is another place where we can start procrastinating out of wanting to be perfect, of not being good enough, right? And gate 48 is a great example of will I ever be enough? Now, in the I Ching, this is called the well, and it is one of the most feminine archetypes in the system. And it's having this deep well of knowing, of knowledge, of intuition, and being able to connect to that, knowing that the next right step is going to show itself. But in this gate 48, we can have the fear of anything new. Now, as I mentioned earlier, I did a meditation today, connecting to the energy and connecting to my clients, connecting to you guys, and really connecting to the fear of the unknown, the fear of showing up, the fear of taking that next step, the fear of the what ifs, right? So much fear that we all have within us of taking aligned action in our business, of knowing that I am enough who I am right now, that what it is that I do is going to create a transformation in my client's life, is going to be enough. And I don't need all of the paper. I don't need the fancy website. I don't need all of the things. I don't need to be posting 50 times a day to feed the machine, because I am enough. But so many of us don't have that awareness. We have so many stories. We're comparing ourselves to others. We're comparing ourselves to the past. And so trusting that you are enough, and you will know what you need to know when you need to know it, that you already have that intuitive hit within you, waiting to be activated when you surrender, when you trust, when you allow. And that is scary. That can be super scary, to be willing to go into the unknown, something that you've never done before. I completely understand that. I completely 100% can connect and can compassionately hold space for that, because that is something that I am currently and constantly evolving within myself as well. Speaking of enoughness, there is another vibration of certainty. I have to be certain before I start, right? The need to know. And there's so many of us that need to feel certain, that need to feel safe, that need to feel 100% that the next thing that I'm going to do is going to create results. Now, when we have this ajna center, this third eye center, in human design, we kind of think of it as a computer system. Computer system that takes in information. It's constantly taking in information. We have this reticulation activation system in the back of our neck there, and it's connecting. You know, it's taking and it's sorting all the information that we are receiving, and it's just showing us what it is that we really, need to see. Right? Like, for instance, you're probably not aware of your breathing. You're probably not aware of the clothes on your skin. You're probably not aware of your heart beating. You're probably not aware of so many of the things that your brain is constantly aware of, right? You're only aware of what it is that you're putting attention to. And so what are you putting your attention to? If you are constantly feeling lack, you're going to attract all the lack in the world, right? If you are needing to be certain all of the time before you start, you're never going to start. This is, Brenda Burchard, one of my favorite motivational speakers, has kind of a saying that smart goals are for small people and small-minded people that want to do that small, safe, and comfortable life. There's nothing wrong with that whatsoever, but I'm a dreamer. I'm a big picture person. I have goals. I have big dreams. Now, those big goals and those big dreams are going to take leaps of faith. They're going to have to push me in places I've never been before. And you may be the same way, where you may have a vision of what it is that you want that is very different from the life that you're living right now. And it's going to take big leaps of faith. There's no certainty in big leaps of faith, but there is faith, the belief, the trust, the surrender that what it is that you're calling in for your life wants to be called in. There's an affirmation that I say every morning. The wealth that I'm seeking is also seeking me. The clients that I'm seeking are also seeking me. Now, there's no certainty in that, but I do have faith that I am calling in, that as I speak, as I resonate, that the right people are going to connect to my messaging. And I have to believe that. That's not up here, right? That there is no pattern up there that has shown me that I've done this before. I'm doing something new. That's scary, right? But it's having that faith and allowing that frequency to take over you and feeling the fear, which is false evidence appearing real, and taking that leap. So I don't know how to take that leap. I don't know how to take aligned action in my life, right? I don't know how. This is a limiting belief. So we're going to talk about that sacral energy, because 70% of the population are connected to their sacral. That is the way that they make decisions. It's that sacred yes or that hell no, right? Listening to your embodied wisdom, listening to your strategy in your human design. And you will see where that is on your chart. And the way that you experience it is very, very different. So when you have the center open, which 30% of us does, the manifestors, the reflectors, and the projectors, we don't know when enough is. We don't know what enough is, right? It's connecting to the wisdom of going through the cycles of finally coming into that sweet spot of what is enough. Knowing that you are not, you don't need to be working for money all of the time. Setting good boundaries within yourself. Understanding how to use your energy more efficiently. And this may not be always showing up on social media if that doesn't light you up. This may not be pushing and doing all of the other things that your coaches, many coaches and money mentors and people are telling you to do because it worked for them. It may not work for you. It's connecting to your own inner wisdom, your own guidance system. And so understanding the way that energy works through you, the way that you express energy, whether you have this consistent flow as a sacral being, as a generator and a manifesting generator, or whether you tap in and you tap out, and understanding that that's the way that the energy works for you and working within that. I have a pattern of self-sabotage when I feel there is going to be a big change in my life. Now, this is a survival-based archetype. This is the archetype of sabotage. And this comes out of the gate 57 of intuition. I have a double 57 in my design. I am highly intuitive. This is a muscle that I flex, that I practice regularly, connecting to my intuition and my inner wisdom. With this gate, however, we have a deep fear of the future, because many of us get precognition. We get little hints, or our body does. Our body can sense something before we mentally can figure it out. So our body may be reacting to a sense of fear of the unknown, the sense of fear of the future. And when you are allowing your subconscious to allow you to react, to feel the fear and stop, or feel, or self-sabotage, and you may have a pattern of self-sabotage, it's trusting your intuition to know that I have a sense of self-sabotage when my body gets scared, when my body has a fear of a new change in my life. And understanding that if you have this sense of self-sabotage, to having a plan of action of when this occurs, doing the inner work, connecting, creating a relationship with your intuition, with your inner knowing, so that you can have a game plan when your body starts coming into fear and there's no rational reason for it, right? This is deeply, deeply connecting to your embodied wisdom, which is one of the absolute favorite things that I love to share with my clients, and connect them to different ways that they can connect to their own pulses of their intuition, how to build a relationship with that pulse so that they get to use it to their advantage instead of being blindsided by it, by instantly reacting. There isn't enough for everyone, right? This is a limiting belief that we are definitely changing. The fact that there is enough for everyone. There is sustainability. And we're pulling this from the gate 55, the gate of abundance, the gate of love of spirit, the gate of having a relationship with the universe, of having a relationship with knowing that you are in the constant flow of abundance. It's just, what is it that's blocking you from fully receiving it? So this is a wisdom gate. This is a gate that, once again, coming into a deep connection and relationship with what is your true source of abundance, and your relationship with the unified field, with God, with the universe, with spirit, with what your higher self, right? Whatever that relationship is. So do you have the courage to let go and trust that you are supported? This is a gate of surrender, right? In order to fully receive, you can't be pushing and receiving at the same time, right? You have to open up. And when you're open to abundance, when you're open to your connection with spirit, when you're open to your connection to your higher self, and you start surrendering to that flow, you're going to allow in circumstances and people and places and your clients into your life, but trusting to know that you are supported. So, are you ready to align to your design and to eliminate the 5 money mistakes that are keeping you bitter, broke, and financially frustrated? The first money mistake that we all make is that you haven't fully connected to your energetic blueprint. So this is your human design. Not understanding how your aura works, not understanding how your aura talks before you do. We feel the energy of other people. You know, your vibe attracts your tribe. So understanding how you are unique in your energetic blueprint, in your human design, is going to allow you to understand how it is that you are designed to receive and to share in your soul-based business. The second one is living out someone else's money story through conditioning. Now, this is, I mean, there is no soul out there on the planet that has not been conditioned. You were deeply, deeply conditioned as a child, as a teenager, as a young adult, right? We're open. We're meant to be conditioned. We're meant to come into the wisdom of what our parents have told us, right? If you didn't listen to your parents, you probably wouldn't be living right now as an adult, right? Our parents did the best that they could with what they had. And they instilled values, into you. But are they yours? Are yours different? Are you here to do something different? Is there some childhood beliefs that you still carry that are not true for you? Right? So living out your parents, your grandparents, your friends, your family, money story, and not aligned to what your story is meant to be. Money mistake number 3, keeping your head in the sand, not even wanting to look. Ignorance is bliss. Raise your hand, right? Not wanting to look at the numbers, not wanting to really have an intention, not really having a plan, right? Keeping your head in the sand and just hoping for the best. This is not going to serve anyone as a soulpreneur. Money mistake number 4, holding on to past money mistakes. And here we are once again with the judgment card, right? Practicing forgiveness, practicing discernment, practicing letting go of your past patterns of who you used to be up until this point, and allowing yourself to be who it is that you want to be in the world, being the change. But you can't do that if you're anchored to the past. If you have fears that they're going to repeat itself, it's breaking through those past patterns and those past mistakes that you may have made and allowing yourself to have a new dream. Which brings us to money mistake number 5, is not having a vision for the future. How many of us don't even allow ourselves to have a dream bigger than survival mode? How many of us have a dream of, I just want to make enough money so I can survive? How many of us don't really allow ourselves to dream for something bigger, to allow ourselves to fully show up in what it is that we really want to do? How many of us are doing what feels safe, feels comfortable? I know I can do this, but it's not really what I want to do. I just know I can make money doing this. And we're just going through the day-to-day instead of having a dream of what it is that you truly want to be doing, to be serving, to be living as a soulpreneur. 97% of people work for the 3% that were empowered within themselves enough, who believed themselves enough to have a business, to have an enterprise, to have a legacy. Are you one of those people? So I am sharing lessons from my brand new program called Creatrix of Your Money Matrix. And I am so excited to share this because this has been a labor of love. This has been all of the things that I have been working to move away from my space with gratitude, with forgiveness, because I know that I am here to be a soulpreneur. I know that I'm here to empower others. And I'm sure that you also know that you are here to break free from the old patterns of being yourself. For you're here to serve on a level that you've never served on before. If you enroll now, I am so excited about this. I've teamed up with Marla Matt because we are creating this membership where you are getting Q&As, so 2 Q&As a month. So you can bring in your chart, bring in your questions, and me and Marla will be there to provide any guidance that we can share with you. So me and Marla are teaming up together, and we are in this membership, we are providing 2 Q&As a month that will allow you to bring your chart in and bring in any of the questions that you may have about your business and your human design. And then we also have 2 co-working space a month where you come in and you're doing your work alongside with us. And as this community builds, we're going to have different rooms. So if you want to collaborate with other soul-based business, or if you want to brainstorm any ideas, or if you just want to work with other people, if you're tired of sitting at your desk all the time by yourself and you want to share energy and trade energy and get more energy to the throat, then this is a beautiful opportunity to network with other soulpreneurs and soul-based business owners. So in Creatrix of Your Money Matrix, you do get a complimentary 3-month membership with Marla. So you're going to download your human design, your energetic blueprint, and connect to your wealth mastery. You're going to learn how you are designed to make decisions and your unique strategy. You're going to connect to what emotions and mindsets are clues that you are blocking your success. You're going to finally have the courage to face your financial fiascos and actually look at the truth. You know, there's a saying, the truth will set you free, but it's actually looking at the truth is going to get you there. We're going to be using powerful healing modalities such as EFT tapping, which is one of my favorite ones, to tap away those troubling emotional blocks caused through trauma, caused through different stories in our lives that are trapped in your body and in your mind that is controlling your life. And we're going to take aligned action in our soul-based business through connecting to your strategy, connecting to your human design chart, connecting to what it is that you are here to serve in your soul-based business. So you're finally going to be able to courageously face your fears, to feel comfortable receiving and creating sustainable wealth in your life, to forgive yourself and others and free yourself from those past money, relationships, and mistakes that you have made. You're going to confidently attract by being a powerful money magnet through that beautiful heart, that beautiful magnetic monopole that you have. And you are going to become the creatrix of your money matrix. Just by connecting to your wealth mastery and your energetic blueprint while erasing those stories that are no longer true for who it is that you truly are. So I ask you, are you interested, right? Are you continuously enrolling and sometimes showing up for these free masterclasses that so many of us are sharing with you? And you're enrolling, but you're never doing the work. You're just kind of watching. You're just kind of half-assing it, right? And not really doing anything with them. How many email lists are you on getting junk all the time because you signed up for something and you never really put anything into it? Or are you committed? It's a very different energy frequency from being interested to being actually committed, ready to put some skin in the game, to finally commit to supporting yourself as the creatrix of your money matrix, building a strong relationship with yourself so you can claim your power and receive your reward, which is building sustainability in your business. Are you ready to connect to a more empowered sense of self and confidently create more clarity and sustainability in your life? And if you are, I am so ready and open to receive you in Creatrix of Your Money Matrix. So if you sign up, you will get pre-recorded modules so that you can start your journey of self-discovery, learning about your human design. I have shared so many resources, PDF downloads, affirmations, and recorded videos about your energy types, your profiles, your centers, and there's so much to connect to. You'll be also getting the 3-month invite to Build Your Biz by Design with Marla Mack. I'm also sharing Manifestation Mastery, which is 7 ways to attract more money in your business and in your life. So as a founding member, you will get this at a crazy low price. I'm really actually selling this right now at pretty much at cost, but I'm not going to be doing that for much longer. After the next 3 people sign up, I will be raising my rates. As you know, as a solopreneur, we should, right? We should be connecting to our full sense of receivership. So you are going to get this. No. So I want to thank you so much if you've made it all the way to the end. I am so excited to be sharing this offering with you. And I invite you to either book a free empowerment call if you need a little bit more clarity in the Creatrix of your money matrix. You can also book an intuitive reading, human design reading. I only do this once at the price that I'm sharing it at. And if you want more soul level coaching, I also do have a 3-month one-on-one 90-day container to really support you as you're moving through an evolution in your life, whether it's connecting to your human design chart, whether it is a past pattern that you are ready to move through, whether you are moving into a next stage of your life and you want some support, then I invite you to connect with Dive and Diva. And then of course, Creatrix of your money matrix, which is a beautiful, beautiful program. Like I said, once again, connecting you to receiving, because that is most of us, that is our block, is in receiving and those stories that are holding us to the past and not understanding how we are designed to create sustainable wealth in our business. So I want to thank you so much if you've made it all the way to the end. I am so excited to be sharing this offering with you. And I invite you to either book a free empowerment call if you need a little bit more clarity in the Creatrix of your money matrix. You can also book an intuitive reading, human design reading. I only do this once at the price that I'm sharing it at. And if you want more soul level coaching, I also do have a 3-month one-on-one 90-day container to really support you as you're moving through an evolution in your life, whether it's connecting to your human design chart, whether it is a past pattern that you are ready to move through, whether you are moving into a next stage of your life and you want some support, then I invite you to connect with Dive and Diva. And then of course, Creatrix of your money matrix, which is a beautiful, beautiful program. Like I said, once again, connecting you to receiving, because that is most of us, that is our block, is in receiving and those stories that are holding us to the past and not understanding how we are designed to create sustainable wealth in our business.